British-made icon on its way to Europe. These Minis, made in Oxford, are on the train to a port to be shipped to customers elsewhere in the EU. Ahead of her own Italian job in Florence this Friday, the entire industry wants the Prime Minister not to blow the doors off the way they make their motors.
Our supplier would only have got the instruction 4 hours ago to have started to assemble that front end.
4 hours ago, that wasn't even made?
This is the pinnacle of just in time. The subcomponents that go into it come from all over Europe: Italy, Hungary, Germany, Poland. Very much the customs union and the free flow of goods within the European Union is a real foundation stone of being able to run in this efficient way. About 95% of the components we receive on a daily basis do not require any special customs clearance.
OK, that's now?
That's now.
And you'd really hope to be able to keep that in some way?
I think it would be extremely pragmatic for the good of the industry if we could maintain a free flow of goods and materials between the European Union and the UK after Brexit is implemented.
The methods shown here are behind the revival of the now largely foreign-owned but highly productive UK auto industry.
Now this is the crankshaft for a Mini, and it is mind-blowing how it traverses thousands of miles to and fro across the channel before arriving at exactly the right time to be put in the right engine, in the right Mini, potentially for export. This process has been underpinned to date by the customs union. The real mystery is what happens if, when we leave the customs union in just 18 months' time.
Right now, 220 trucks a day arrive here from across Europe, full of the right parts at the right time. It's carefully orchestrated, the entire operation requiring minimal red tape and only a handful of customs checks. It's crunch time across the industry, and that can be seen pretty clearly in Frankfurt at the motor show, where executives are starting to wonder exactly where things are going.
Do you know the environment legally and in trade terms that you will be operating within in just 18 months' time?
Well, certainly from trade terms, nobody knows today. You know, we can make our case, but as of today, nobody knows.
Sky News has been shown internal industry memos circulating at this show expressing exasperation at the state of preparedness for changes to customs. A recent meeting with government was described as disillusioning because of a lack of detailed information and blocking of our questions. Officials were described as having no concrete idea of how to apply customs proposals. Instead of communicating detailed proposals, the meetings were taken as a desperate attempt to get the industry to suggest solutions. The government argues that much of the gloomy talk about the car industry and Brexit has been confounded by a series of new investments, including in this, the new electric Mini, which will be made in Oxford by the German giant BMW. But there are bigger things going on here.
Self-driving cars and electric cars mean a revolution in this car industry. So all the standards and regulations are up for grabs, thrown up in the air. But that raises a question for post-Brexit Britain. Could it take advantage of its new freedoms, or will it not even have a seat at the table when this is discussed?
And the government has told the industry that Europe's rules are here to stay.
We already made it quite clear, and I think that's been heard, that there can only be one set of compliance for Europe. There's been no noises from the UK government that they'd apply anything different than that at this particular stage.
To break out the United Kingdom, a relatively small manufacturing base on a global scale, the UK is going to make 1.5 million cars. Around the world, there's going to be 90 million or so, and have a new set of rules. I think that just complicates the situation even more, and it would be very unfortunate.
Which means Britain will take the European rules, effectively.
That would be, for us, I think, a very important step.
To date, the car industry has had assurances from government that the new post-Brexit trading model will be precisely the same. But many now feel, in private and in public too, that this great modern British success story is now being taken for a ride. Faisal Islam, Sky News.